Good morning, guys. In this lesson we're going to be working on some exam style problems involving the direct proportion work that we've looked at for the last couple of lessons. So I'm going to start off by reminding you that if two things are directly proportional, they're linked by a constant k that more often than not we need to find before we do anything else. Okay, so let's start off with an exam style question. So this would be worth about 3 marks if it came up in our exam. Okay, so the cost of a circular table is directly proportional to the square of the radius. If the radius is 40 centimetres, the cost would be £50. What is the cost of this table if it has a radius of 60 centimetres? So if you want to pause the video and try it for yourself, please do that. Or if you just want to listen to me explain it, that's absolutely fine. Let's take the first sentence. The cost is directly proportional to the square of the radius. Let's take all these long words and sentences, let's just convert it into variables. So let's just use algebra. So cost, let's call it C. Radius, let's call it R. So we could say that C equals KR squared. Right, so I'm just writing that because C means cost, radius means R. And I know that these cost and the radius squared, they're linked directly proportionally. So I can just stick a K in between them like what we've done for the last couple of lessons. So I'm told that when the radius is 40 centimetres, the cost is £50. So just like last lesson, let's make a substitution. So when cost is 50, radius is 40, so here's my equation. Now, what maths can I do? Well, I know what 40 squared is. Well, 4 times 4 is 16, so 40 squared is 1600. Okay, and now dividing both sides by 1600, that tells you that k is 50 over 1600, and just simplifying that fraction, k is 1 over 32. I'm just going to leave it as a fraction now. I could have written a decimal, I just think this looks a bit tidier. Okay, so piecing that together, well, now that I know what k is, I'm going to rewrite this first equation as c equals 1 over 32 r squared. Okay, so I've formed my equation. Now I'm in a good position to answer the question, well, what is the cost of a circular table with a radius of 60 centimetres? I have the equation that's going to help me. So let's take that equation, I'm just going to write over here so I've got more space, and I'm going to make a substitution. So if the radius is 60, I'm just going to stick a 60 instead of r into this equation. So I've made my substitution and just working it through. So typing that into my calculator, I get that C equals 112.5. But let's think, what context is C? What does C mean? Well, C is a cost, and it's money, right? And it's in pounds. So just writing our correct units, the cost is £112.50. Okay, so I have attached some exam questions for you on Google Classroom. This is the first of those exam questions. I'm just going to go through this one as well, just in case you need some help getting started. But if you're feeling confident, just ignore me and just go straight onto the worksheet. Okay, so first of all, I need to find an equation connecting m and h. So I know that m means the mass of this ornament, height is the height of the ornament, and m is directly proportional to the cube of h. Be very, very careful. Read the question carefully. M is not directly proportional to h. M is directly proportional to the cube of h. The cube of h is h cubed. So I'm going to write m equals kh cubed. Okay, so those two things are linked by that constant k. To find my equation connecting m and h, I need to find the value of k. I'm going to find the value of k by substituting in what I'm told. They tell me that when m is 1600, h is 8. So let's substitute these numbers into our equation. So 1600 equals k times by 8 cubed. Well, what maths can we do here? Well, 8 cubed is 512. So something times 512 is 1600. Well, divide both sides by 512. So solve this equation for k. That gives me 1600 over 64. And just working that out with my calculator, I'm getting k is 3.125. I'll just use a decimal this time. So my original equation was this, but I actually worked out what k is. So I'm going to update my original equation. So instead of k, I can call it 3.125. So m is 3.125 h cubed. Okay, so for part B, what's the mass of the ornament if the height is 12 centimeters? So height means h in our context, so I'm going to use my equation. I'm going to substitute h for 12 centimeters. So m equals 3.125 12 cubed, because it's h cubed, remember. Okay, so just using calculator for this, you won't be expected to do that in your head. So that will be the mass rather is 5,400 grams as my final answer. Okay, so please find your worksheet attached for you on Google Classroom. It's got lots of exam questions like this, and all the solutions are on there as well. And please just let me know and get in contact if you need any help. Thanks, guys.